Close your eyes and imagine the air is so thick you can almost taste the salt and the rot. You're deep in the Atchafalaya Basin of Louisiana. Here, the land and the water are in a constant battle. The cypress trees, with their twisted knees poking out of the black water, look like people trying to climb out of a grave. In most of America, the woods are a place of silence. But in the bayou, it is never quiet. The cicadas scream, the bullfrogs bellow, and the water ripples when there is no wind. The locals, the Cajuns who have lived here for centuries, know that the swamp doesn't just hide animals. It hides consequences. And the most terrifying consequence of all is a creature born not from nature, but from a broken soul. They call it the Rougarou. To understand the monster, you have to understand the man. Let's look at someone like Baptiste. He wasn't a bad man, but he was a proud one. In the old French Catholic traditions, the rules of the community were the only thing keeping the chaos of the swamp at bay. One of those rules was Lent, 40 days of sacrifice. Legend says that if you break the rules of Lent for 7 years straight, you aren't just a sinner, you are a vessel. You have emptied your soul of grace, and something else is waiting to fill that void. For Baptiste, it started with a feeling of being watched. He'd be out on his pirogue, his small boat, checking his crawfish traps, and he'd feel a heavy gaze from the tree-line. He started to lose his taste for cooked food. He wanted his meat cold. He wanted it raw. His neighbors noticed his eyes changing, from a warm brown to a flickering, sickly yellow. He was still Baptiste, but he was fading. The night of the full moon is when the debt comes due. Imagine the agony of your skin stretching until it tears, only for thick, coarse fur to sprout from the wounds. The human body wasn't meant to hold the spirit of a wolf. Baptiste's bones didn't just grow, they shattered and reformed. If you were standing on the banks of the bayou that night, you wouldn't hear a roar. You would hear the sound of a man sobbing, and then, halfway through, that sob turning into a howl that vibrates in your very chest. He stands up on 2 legs, but he leans forward like a predator. His hands are still human-shaped, but the nails are now black talons. He has the head of a wolf, but the eyes remain human. And that is the true horror. The Rougarou isn't an animal that acts on instinct. It is a man trapped behind the eyes of a beast, watching himself do terrible things. Now, Baptiste is a prisoner. The curse of the Rougarou lasts for 101 days. During this time, the hunger is all-consuming. He prowls the outskirts of towns, watching his own family through the windows of their cabins, smelling their dinner, hearing their laughter, while he shivers in the rain-soaked moss. There is only one way out. To break the curse, the Rougarou must draw the blood of a human. But here is the tragic irony. Once he bites someone and draws blood, he returns to his human form, but he is sworn to a year of silence. If he tells a single soul what happened to him, if he tries to apologize to his wife or warn his brother, the curse returns instantly, and this time it is permanent. He is a man who has been to hell and is forbidden from telling anyone how to avoid it. This story might sound familiar to you. If you've traveled the plains of Africa, you've heard of the Boltunjan, the men who turn into hyenas. Across the world, we have this shared fear. The fear that the beast inside us will eventually take over. Whether it's the savannah or the bayou, the lesson is the same. Our shadows follow us, no matter where we sail. So, the next time you're near the water and the crickets suddenly go silent, don't look for a wolf. Look for a man who is desperately trying to remember his own name. Because that man is the Rougarou.